was to read a chapter of the book by Sheelagh and Joe Nazaro. We're not actually going to do that now, because
I left the pages upstairs. I'm really sorry. We'll bring them down later, we'll read them later to you. Sorry, Gareth.
So I put the money in this girl's bed and I said to her father,
Behave yourself.
So what we thought we would do is talk about the new tape we have. Now, I don't know whether any of you have heard a tape called Together Again.
Thank you. Whoever, yeah, thank you very much.
14 months old, it's just, you know. Which is a tape that Sheelagh did with Paul and myself. Well, I put in the
Hush up, I'll tell them. It's much easier. A long time ago, when I worked on a series called Blake 7, these two reprobates, Gareth and Paul, and often Michael, and then there was Jackie, or there was Brian, and most of them actually, used to come and sit in the makeup room, and in between takes, well, there wasn't really a serious moment. I mean, everything was a lot of fun. Heck of a...
Never a serious moment.
We did have a lot of fun backstage. And for a long time, I thought, the fans can watch the show. They can see what happened on the screen. You can read the scripts, you can read the articles, etc., etc. But what you never, ever get is the real feeling of what it was like backstage. So I got this rather stupid idea of trying to bring everybody together on video, and then I did a budget for it, and then I realised there was no hope in hell that I'd be able to do that. So I thought, okay, let's do audio tapes. Let's people have a tape, put it in their car, listen to it when they're going from A to B, and hear a little of what it was like to be backstage. And so I decided I'd call them the Together Again tapes. And the obvious pairing to start off with was Gareth and Paul. And I asked both gentlemen, and they both said yes. So the first tape came out in November of last year, and I called it Blake's Back, because it was the first time the two of them had actually been heard together for maybe 15 years. And the tape, thank you very much people, has been very popular. And we've managed to scrape enough cash together to do the second one, which is great because we're now in a roll. Which means the second one... The title of the second is still a secret, but we recorded it just over a week ago. And I'm delighted to say that Michael Keating came along and joined us as well. So this time we've got Gareth, we've got Paul, and we've got Michael. And the stories are even sillier when we got Michael thrown into it.
The series was tremendous pressure, actually, being serious, remember. We were working very nearly 24 hours a day, and it was crazy, the first series. And there was an occasion we were filming, and I'd arrived from BBC Studios, where I'd finished at something like 1 o'clock in the morning, and they'd driven me for 2.5 hours down to location or whatever. I arrived, and I said, is it possible to have some liquid refreshment because I'm tired? And they said, yes, I had a couple of pints. And I went to bed, I crawled in, Jill was sound asleep, and I crawled in, and the next thing I remember is elbows. What? Get up, your makeup call, 5 minutes ago.
That's right, he had a 5:20 makeup call. And I had a 6:20 makeup call for somebody else. So if he didn't get up, my day was going to be running late by whatever amount of minutes it was. I really had to get him out of bed.
So I'm not feeling too good, I'm very tired. I don't get hangovers, I'm down to say, but I was very tired. So I think, well, so the next thing is, shut up and stay there. Next thing I know is I'm sort of, I am made up in bed.
I washed his face first. I just got a big wet face fan up and washed his face first. Then I got him propped up by this time. No, the eyes are still asleep. Yeah, just, yeah, he was... Yeah, it was the only way to actually get my schedule into line. So I washed his face, sprayed his hair, did his hair for him, made him up. I left the room looking absolutely, completely distraught because I hadn't had time to look after myself. And he walked out looking wonderful. And my makeup schedule was on time. So that's why he feels a star, because I made him up in bed.
Would anybody like to ask any question? I'll rephrase that. No, seriously, any questions about Blake 7 or the tape? It is good fun. Paul's almost human, actually. It's extraordinary.
Oh, now, come on. He hasn't told anybody else about his leather underwear.
This is true.
It's on the tape, chaps.
It is, actually.
Yes, it is. Tell us all about it. I didn't edit it out.
Good.
Was it a complete coincidence that you and Michael were both in the same casualty?
No, the director had worked with us both before and knew that we were both been in Blake 7 and knew that we hadn't worked together since then, so he deliberately decided to try and get us both together. And over here on your head, son. That was the book that I wrote. I didn't write it actually, but that's the book I was supposed to have written in the casualty story. God, I'm fat. Think I'm fat. No, it wasn't coincidence. It was quite deliberate on behalf of the director, who was a director who had known both of us. I'd worked with him many times before when he was an assistant floor manager.
He was Jerry Blake's assistant
Yes,
on Blake 7.
Blake 7.
Like Lowen Morris.
So he deliberately got us together. He thought about Paul and then decided he couldn't do the part anyway. So
Oh, you got so acid in your old age.
why is it? I met with Sheelagh yesterday. I met a makeup lady I had worked with in 1971, and I recognised her because she hadn't changed a bit. Why am I the only one to get fat and go grey?
Because you're a cider man. I got a picture of the Liberator for the front of the Blake 7 book that Joe Mazzara and I have written. And when Virgin gave me a copy of the cover, because we've had 4 different versions and we finally arrived at the penultimate one. Gareth, could you take that for a second, just so I don't damage it? When they gave me the final, they thought, which has turned out to be the penultimate copy, the Liberator is flying upside down. And I said, sorry chaps, I'm not prepared to accept that one. You're going to have to get it flying the right way up. And they said,
pulled out over here.
well, they said to me, no, this is how the BBC gave it to us. And I said, no, it is flying upside down. Reverse it, please. Let's get it going the right way. At which point I thought, now hang on. I worked for the BBC for 18 years. I remember what they do, yeah, quite. So I made an appointment to go to the photo library. And the BBC's only still of the Liberator is flying upside down, chaps. Not anymore, because I stood over them and I made them pull the little plastic tranny cover apart. And I turned the Liberator the right way up, and they put the little plastic cover together again. So if I'd done nothing else in this life, I have got the Liberator flying in the right way. So when we finally do the cover, it'll be the right way up. We're going to put this one, which of course is going to be a rare item now. This one's going to go into the auction. I'm going to get Gareth, could you sign it? You'll sign it for me, won't you? Say yes. Whichever, darling, it doesn't matter. Upside down, it will fit in with the Liberator. Well, that would be great. And we're going to put it into the auction, because there will be very, very few of these around, because obviously when the book comes out, it is going to be flying the right way around. So we've got just a couple of these, and we're going to pop it into the auction. It's your turn.
I just discovered what a microphone's for. This is wonderful. You can play with your voice. You can even sound like Paul Darrow. I still don't need one. Or maybe I do. 5 minutes? Why, the bar closing or something?
Is there anyone else who's got a question? Yes?
Gareth, do you regret leaving Blake after 2 years?
No. I haven't signed it yet, I'll sign upside down. No, because I wanted to go on and do other things. And I also was, I nearly said younger, and didn't want to get typecast as such. Although I'd done an enormous amount of work before, I didn't want to get typecast. And so I thought it was time to move on. In fact, I went to the Royal Shakespeare Company, which was a wonderful break, I mean, fantastic difference. I possibly might regret it now, because the effect of working hard not to be typecast as you get older means you're very rarely first choice for anything. They can't pigeonhole you. I mean, I could play anything, Tramps to Kings, even Paul Darrow. With difficulty. Actually, I've got too much hair.
Wait till I speak to Paul.
You still do that, do you?
Yes.
But no, seriously, I didn't regret it at all. No. It was one of the best years of my professional career. From playing a science fiction hero, to doing Orsino in 12th Night, as one of Shakespeare's Before You All Laugh, great lovers, believe it or not, to King Rat in pantomime. And I mean, that to me is what acting is all about. Not just one thing. I mean, I couldn't. And now I wouldn't mind doing a soap because the money's nice and my CV is sufficient now. People know, obviously, I either know I can act or know I can't.
The other thing, Gareth, is if Mentors takes off, that will be a wonderful change for you as well, won't it? Because you'll be playing a villain instead of the goodie.
Yes.
We did a pilot drama together, 50-minute, called Mentors. And at the moment, it is with Channel 5, who are talking seriously about... We will have 5, sweetheart.
You never called me sweetheart when we were married.
There's the top of the thing. It's with Channel 5. If it's made, it will be made the year after next. That's what we're hoping for, because in the first year...
Tell my bank manager that?
Yes, I have worked with them. In the first year, the Channel 5 are going to be working with the franchise companies who actually finance their bid. And then in the second year, they're going to be bringing independents. So it's with them, and they're very interested in it. They've sort of given it a happy sort of, oh yes, we think this would be very good. And the 50-minute trail, the 50-minute show has a 5-minute trail. And as I was the associate producer on it, I brought the 5-minute trail along for you to see if you'd like to. So I'm not quite sure when we'll show it, but I've got the blooper tape with me, which we're showing at 5 o'clock today. And I think Claire has said there'd be time to show the 5-minute Mentors trail then as well. So if you'd like to see it. Yes, I've also got the Gruesome Grannies of Gobshot Hall, which is a series I did with Paul just over a year ago, and he is absolutely brilliant. He is so funny. And I've got that with me as well.
I have to admit that.
He is very good. He really is absolutely wonderful. And he went out in 15-minute slots on Sky, so people like me who don't have Sky haven't seen it. And when I knew it was going out, I spoke to the producer and said, well, I'm not going to be able to see it because I don't have Sky on my TV. And he said, that's all right, darling, I'll get you one. And he's given me a tape, which is the full thing, seamlessly edited. And he gave it to me in a little black velvet bag with a gold chain around it, called a granny bag. So I brought the granny bag with the video with me, and for those of you who haven't seen The Gruesome Grannies of Gobshot Hall, Paul plays the baddie, and he's wonderful.
Yes, he is.
So I will have that with me as well. I'm so sorry I interrupted.
Another thing about Mentors, I do sincerely hope it takes on. Not because I need the work, because I do, but I mean...
Well, I'd like to do it.
Yes.
It's a good idea.
It's great fun playing a real villain. I mean, worse than Travis, far worse. Really just nothing about him except evil.
It's evil personified, really,
But
isn't
the
it?
most important thing as far as I'm concerned, which I find very, very exciting, purely personally, is that they also want me to direct a couple. That would be a new direction. I mean, I've directed theatre, but not television. And that would be deeply exciting. Apart from the fact you can actually employ old mates.
Well, we're hoping to bring Paul in, aren't we?
Yes.
It'd be lovely if Paul could come in playing a goodie when Gareth directs. Great! It'd be wonderful.